Hey there! I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for You, and today we are going to be looking at one main strategy that's going to help you develop your child's reading comprehension. Super exciting! If you are interested, though, before we continue, in engaging your children in icebreakers and in reflection guides that are absolutely free, check out the free resource library that the links can be associated with this video. Now, you and I both know that reading is essential to developing a child's memory and imagination. It also, if we encourage them to read a wide variety of books, it gives them the ability to choose from an array of genres, thereby increasing their enjoyment and also their reading habit. So, we don't need to, though, make it difficult, and we really don't need to make it boring. We can so make it exciting and fun and really very simple to do. Now, what I've done here is I've decided to divide this segment into two different sessions. So today you're going to be looking at one session, and next week, next Friday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Central Time, you'll see the second section. And the reason for it is because I have a whole bunch of awesome activities to go with this one super simple strategy. And it's because this way it allows you to really differentiate for your different learners the type of activities you want to do in your classroom. Now, I did talk to a bunch of parents this week, and so they were also talking about how they had difficulty getting their children away from the television. So if this is you, I'm going to have you do what I ask you to do out loud with your children. I'm going to have you pre-recorded. So let's get right into it. The reading strategy we're talking about, drum roll, is really what you already heard about. It is read alouds. I really want you to take read alouds and embrace it. Now, if you're in secondary school and you're saying, no, we don't do read alouds, you can do it, and I'm going to show you how. So let's get into the first step. The first step, I call it the initial piece. Here, if you're in primary, take out a picture book and read it to your students. Now, if you are in intermediate or in high school, in intermediate you could do a picture book, but if you're in high school, that's kind of weird. So intermediate or high school, if you're teaching a concept in school, I say take your textbook and read a portion of it. Don't read the whole thing, but pick a paragraph or two and read it to your children. And I'll tell you how to make it interesting for them. So if you're teaching about the nervous system, for example, read about the nervous system. Read a small section about it. This is really a great way to teach them about different concepts or words or ideas. Now, before you get started, though, don't just have them sitting idly and listening to you, because that's what they did to us in university and in high school, and my gosh, was that dull. So instead of just getting them to do that, have them take out a blank piece of paper, and before they get started, let them know that you want them to draw out something that you're teaching them. So if it is a concept, draw out a concept. Say the nervous system, they might draw something from the nervous system. If it is an idea, then, or a term, have them draw that term. Maybe you want to see how they're feeling in regards to what they're learning, then draw out the emotion. But have them actually do a task like drawing. And alongside, have them come, if a word resonates with them while you're doing this reading, then have them write out those words. Okay? So that's the first part. You read it to them, and then they get a chance to draw. The second part is called the revised piece, and for this, I would love for you to give them some time to finish up their drawing. Once they've finished up the drawing, then take a step back and have them do the second piece, which is have them either silent read or partner read the same passage. Now, if you're a parent, then I highly encourage you at this point to have pre-recorded your reading to them so that you can partake in this activity, so that they have someone to compare the following pieces with. So at this point, have them silent read or partner read, and then add to the drawing. Give them time to add to the drawing. Okay? Then the next part, step 3 of 4 steps, is the final piece. This piece is where you have them complete their artwork Then have them stand up from their desks, tuck in their chairs, and then this is what we call the gallery walk, have them walk around and look at everybody's work. And then have them come back to their desks once they're done and actually add to their work. So it really gives them different ways of learning the same concept. It also adds now that kinesthetic part to your learning. And if you're a parent at home and you're saying, well, I don't have a lot of children, that's okay. What you could do is print out a few drawings in advance from the internet and have them laid out for your child to go around so that they can see different artworks related to this. You could also at this point, because you've pre-recorded the reading, you could at this point draw with them, and then you could share your work, and then you could also go and add to your drawings after. Okay? So this would be the final piece. Then the fourth step is the movable piece. So this is now taking the initial kinesthetic learning to a different level. So here, what you're going to do is you're going to add a little bit more excitement to the learning. You're going to have them stand up, and you're going to have your kids around the outside perimeter of the classroom, because of course we are talking about social distancing still. So outside perimeter, you're going to give them a few minutes to think about the term or a term that resonated with them during this reading, and then you're going to have them come up with an action to that. And after they've all figured out what the action is, go around the room, and one person starts, they say the word out loud. Maybe it's run. I'm not being creative here. It could be run, and they might do a running action. Then you have the entire class say the word run, and they do the running action. So you're doing this over and over. Each child gets this, right? And as they're doing this, this is excellent for kids who need a brain break. This is also great for your ELL learners because it allows them to learn a new word along with the action. You're engaging everybody in learning to work together. You're also teaching them different literacy skills. Yes? So this is why we're taking one small read aloud portion and adding different steps to it. Next week we're going to add a few more activities so you can use this in your classroom. So let's recap really quickly. We talked about the importance of reading and reading comprehension. We've looked at one particular strategy, read alouds. We've broken it down into 4 steps. We called it the initial step, the initial piece, the revised piece, the final piece, and the movable piece. We've also looked at how you can use this in both an elementary and a secondary school setting. We also went a little bit further ahead and talked about homeschooling, or just a parent who wants to get their child away from the television. And just a quick hint, if your child's in front of the television all the time and you don't know how to get them away from it, choose a book that's related to what they're watching on TV, or what game they're playing as a video game, okay? So that you get their interest. And then, so what I'd like to talk about, we also mentioned, is next week we're going to keep on going with these strategies. And again, it's at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Central Time. If you found this helpful, please, I do encourage you to share this with your friends and your family. And in the meantime, I will see you next week. Remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart. Take care, friends. Bye.